Hello, this is DrSayus, and welcome to my review of Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg on the Gamecube, and also later ported to the PC. Our story begins. Billy Hatcher gets woken up by his alarm clock and runs out of his house in a panic. Then he meets up with his friends who scold him for being late, and then they do some weird gibberish talk, and then before they know it, they see an injured chick race out from the bushes. Billy looks up in anger as he sees an evil crow looking down at him. The crow swoops down to attack Billy and his friends, but Billy is prepared. Billy gets a stick and hits the crow like a baseball, but the war's not over yet because the rest of the crows have overtaken the sky, and suddenly the chick turns into a chicken. Whenever you start the first level, Billy will find a chicken suit, and the chicken suit will attach to Billy's body and transform into some kind of bird chicken creature. Then the voice will come down from the sky and say, "Billy, you're the one that will restore Morningland to its rightful glory." Billy takes up the mantle, and that is how the story actually begins. The presentation is quite simple, which is perfect for kids. You have easy layouts which are easy to navigate through and get to the levels. Everything's bright, cheery and colourful, which is perfect for the target audience. The dialogue can be easily skipped, thank goodness. They go through the biggest load of drawl you've ever heard, just Billy, you're the state of the world. And most of the characters you talk to, they don't help you, they just say random lines that have nothing to do with the actual game. The music is fun and quirky. I enjoyed dancing to the beats, though some people may get annoyed by that. There's 7 stages in total. After you do the first 2 missions in each stage, you'll unlock the next one, though the 7th stage you'll need to get more emblems. There's 5 missions in each stage and 5 coins in each mission. The coins were a pain in the arse to go after. I didn't even bother with them. They're not important anyway. I think it unlocks the Sonic Egg. The controls themselves are easy to do. All you do is you get Billy to roll his egg onto enemies to squash them. You can squash fruit to grow the egg and do more damage. And when the egg reaches its maximum capacity, Billy can do the cuckoo call to hatch the egg into a mythical creature or item, depending on the color of the egg. Billy can also do things like what else can he do? Billy can dash at the egg, he can shoot the egg forward and briefly and come back like a yo-yo. He can dunk the egg on the ground. I don't know what that's for, because there's a better move called the bounce, where Billy will bounce with the egg on the ground and then go up into the air again. And you can also do a long jump, which is good for the later levels. The crows were very easy to defeat, especially in the early stage where you can kill them all in one hit. I liked the game design in this because when you go away from the crows will morph into a crow and disappear, and when you go towards them, the crow will transform into a monster. So I like that game design. It saves on resources, so the game doesn't chug, basically. The levels were a decent size, under 10 minutes. I wouldn't have it any longer than that. Billy's 3 friends, Roly Roll, Chicken Poacher, and Bantam Scrambled. Chicken Poacher, does he go around poaching chickens? And Bantam Scrambled, what's scrambled? Is his brain scrambled, or does he like scrambled eggs? The box describes Billy as a new breed of superhero. Slightly mischievous, yet always cool, Billy can return the light to the land. But if we're restoring light, we need darkness, so we know when it's time to sleep. And there's some creatures that thrive on night, but I suppose I'm getting off track here. There's some things I didn't like about the game. Even though it's targeted for kids, I could see kids being quite frustrated with this game. When I was a kid, my parents got me a Gamecube for my birthday. So I looked in the shop. I didn't have much money, so I looked in the shop and see what games could I afford, and Billy Hatcher was one of them. It only cost me £3. So I brought it home, I played it, and it was good fun, but once I got up to the dinosaur lava level, I couldn't get past it, so I just moved on to other things like Super Smash Bros. At the end of the first mission in every level, you have a golden egg, and the golden egg you have to hatch it the same way as you do to a normal egg. The problem with this is if the golden egg gets destroyed, you have to do the whole level again. And there's some, especially when you get to the later parts of the game, they get quite cheap. Like there was, in the circus level, I pushed my egg onto the track and the egg would roll on the track. So when I got to the other side of the track, there was a spinning enemy and he seen me and he span towards me and I couldn't do anything about it. As soon as he went towards me, the egg rolled in front of him and that was it. Egg destroyed, have to do the level again. Another problem I had with the game is the camera. Especially, there's some levels in particular, like whenever I was fighting the ice boss, whenever the ice boss would move to one side of the map, the camera would just not be able to follow him. Like I tried to move the camera to see where he was and it was just focused on Billy, it wouldn't. So I had to guess where he was going to attack from next. And it was I kept dying because he kept taking one fifth of my health off each time he knocked into me. And there's also a part whenever I'm like trying to attack him with my egg and there's no indication of when you can stop attacking him. As soon as he stops taking damage, he just jumps up on you, and that's another fifth of health gone. You can't stomp on enemies. Like you'd think the bounce would allow you to squish the enemies, but no, the game doesn't want you to play that way. Instead, Billy will take damage instead of the enemy. You have to do it the way the game wants you to. Also, there's hoops in the game, and if you don't go through the hoops the right way, like if you miss one hoop and go on to the other one, you'll just fall right through. So you have to do it the way the game wants you to play it, which is a bit restricting. There's also multiplayer. It's based on each of the stages. It's a large sandbox and up to 4 players can go around versing each other in time attack, stock, or hatching a number amount of eggs. And it was alright. It's a bit of a distraction, but I don't really use it. There's also in the game, if you connect the Game Boy Advance to the Gamecube, you can do a set of bonus mini games. I don't have anything to connect my Gamecube to, so I didn't test that out. Overall, Billy Hatcher has a fantastic concept, colourful graphics, everything's fun, the sound's fun, the gameplay's fun, the egg. Unfortunately, there's a few glitches, like sometimes you'll push the egg onto a track and it'll fall through the track instead of staying on it the way you'd want it to. There's issues with the camera and also issues with the difficulty as well, difficulty spikes. But it was a fun little game. Overall, I would give Billy Hatcher a 4 out of 5. I would recommend anyone who hasn't played the game pick it up and give it a try. Alright guys, that was my review of Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. Let me know in the comments what your experiences, and I look forward to speaking to you guys in the next video.
Good morning!